extraordinary. It's just absolutely, I was going to say what a beautiful day it is, but it makes it even more beautiful. And I'm sure folk here on Zoom, it's really nice to see you as well. My name is Jamie Graham Thomas, and as I said, I am delighted to be here. I am the worship assistant. I'm very happy to be on the worship committee, and especially delighted to be here as the liaison, tying everybody together and feeling the energy from our wonderful folk this morning who are sharing their gifts. I have some welcoming words this morning as we proclaim worth by Dan Lambert. You are welcome here no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, no matter what your background. You are welcome here because of who you are, because of where you came from, because of your background. You are welcome here to join as we proclaim worth in our spiritual journeys. You are welcome to join us as we sing songs that uplift our very beings. You are welcome to join us in community as we learn to live and love together. All are welcome as we worship that which gives us each meaning and value. No matter what you call this building, this hour, this gathering of people here or virtually on Zoom, we worship as one body, illuminated by the light of the chalice. Today's service, as I said, we are welcoming some wonderful guests. Stowe Dailey and Karen Taylor are Grammy-nominated hit singer-songwriters and authors from Nashville, Tennessee. They presented a TED Talk and have shared their message and music at spiritual centers all across the US, Canada, the UK, Scotland, and Ireland, and yesterday through the Arts Council and the Adams County Historic Society. Karen's parents were co-founders of the El Paso, Texas UU community in the 1960s. They are all in Gettysburg this weekend and participated in Soul Shine, a healing arts program, as I said, for the Adams County Arts Council. And today's service, entitled Bring on the Peace, is a call to action using original songs and personal stories. Please thank Stowe and Karen for being here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm sure that's the first of many feelings that we have. Our prelude today will be performed by our guests, Stowe Dailey and Karen Taylor-Good.
Oh boy. We are very excited to be here. And I just want to thank my husband, Dennis, who's back in Nashville, for his service. He actually protected us with his trombone in the U.S. Army Band. And so I'm the one whose parents started the first UU congregation in El Paso many, many years ago in the 60s. And so my Jewish parents referred to themselves as Junitarians. And actually, with all the spiritual centers that we have shared our message and music in over the years, all over the world, this is our first time sharing them in a UU church. So yay! We're excited. Okay, so this song is about life, the great adventure, isn't it? And this is an interesting song because it's one of the shortest songs we've ever written, and yet it's about our entire life cycle. Yeah. And Stowe, where did our inspiration come from?
It was inspired by one of this century's great sages. Of course, you know what we're talking about. The lovely and talented Joan Rivers.
Yes.
And Joan said, life goes by fast. Enjoy it. Calm down. It's all funny.
Oh, yeah. Start out as has a twinkle in your daddy's eye. At 46 chromosomes, your cells divide. You spend 9 months so cozy and warm, so nice and warm, and then you shoot into this world, bang, bang, you're born. It's gonna get crazy, yeah, that's for sure. Life, the great adventure. Now you're 17 and you're growing tall. Hormones are raging and you know it all. You ease past 30 and the drama takes hold. Woe is me, woe. And then you shoot through middle age, bang, bang, you're old. How did this happen? Wild and crazy, yeah, that's for sure. Life, the great adventure. The great adventure. Tragedy meets comedy as love and fear collide. Still we pray the play continues on the other side. Now you've got a novel horizontal view. Talking to your angels and they're calling you. You're only holding on by a single thread. Take one last breath and then you shoot out of this world. Bang, bang, you're dead. We all go through it, yeah, there ain't no cure. A heck of a journey, one hell of a tour. Totally crazy. Life, the great adventure, the great adventure, the great adventure. Bang, bang.
Thank you. What a sweet audience. It's so much better than the pandemic audiences.
Yes.
More lively, you know.
Oh, now we get to share those words, don't we?
Yes. So this is one of our favorite authors, L.R. Nost. She says, "Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of this world. All things break, and all things can be mended, not with time, as they say, but with intention."
So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you.
Thank you for bringing us into this space. And now we try to center ourselves for a sacred space by lighting our chalice to these words. A Spark of Hope by Melanie Davis. If there ever was a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice. Please join in the unison affirmation printed in your order of service and up on the screen as I light our chalice. May the light of our flame and the weight of our words inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to serve the spirit of life in loving affection and trusting hope. And as a Unitarian Universalists, we strive to work towards spiritual wholeness through the actions that seek to accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions. One way we begin this work is by welcoming the voices of our Black and Brown siblings into each of our worship services. Today, we lift up the voice of Desmond Tutu, who was South African Anglican bishop and theologian known for his work as an anti-apartheid and human rights activist. He was the Bishop of Johannesburg from 1985 to 1986, and then Archbishop of Cape Town from 1986 to 1996, and in both cases being the first Black African to hold these positions. Theologically, he sought to fuse ideas from Black theology with African theology. And when accepting the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984, Tutu said, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those bits of good put together that overwhelm the world."
Well, we are going to start with a meditation piece.
And of course, it's musical.
Of course. And it's all about breathing, right?
It is about breathing.
I don't know if any of you find yourselves, like we often do, not breathing. You
Kind
know?
of anxious, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary thing. So we put in lots of breathing space in this song. If you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to, or keep them open, just be comfortable and breathe. Before the craziness begins, I breathe deep and go within. Here I am, an empty cup. I pray, God, please fill me up. Help me see your grand design. Lead me to a quiet mind. Right now I have all I need. All that's left to do is breathe. Let's take a few more breaths, and if your eyes were closed, come back to us.
So today's talk is called Bring On the Peace. And you'll notice that this is a command. It's not a willy-nilly statement. It is rather a demand for something, a clear directive to bring on the peace. We feel that it's time, and I know you agree, right? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So of course, because we are musicians, we're going to be looking at this through a musical lens. But, you know, over the years, there have been several soft and sweet musical prayers for peace. You know, let there be peace on earth. Let this be the moment now.
There's John Lennon's song, All We're Saying is Give Peace a Chance.
Bob Dylan, of course, The Answer, My Friend, is Blowing in the Wind.
Yeah, we've been singing these songs for years, and they've calmed and comforted us. They're sweet, poetic prayers for peace. But we're thinking that where anxiety and craziness are concerned, it's really kind of ramping up here, don't you think?
I mean, it does feel a lot like global warming, like we're reaching a boiling point, you know?
Yeah, so we're feeling like we need more impassioned songs. We need concrete solutions. We need to put our peace into action. Can I get an amen?
Amen. So our action steps today will be to look at the challenges to inner and outer peace and to offer some musical solutions. But I do want to give credit to the idea, let peace begin with me. As a matter of fact, I think my best friend Stowe has a really cool method of praying for peace. So lay it on us, Stowe.
Yeah, so we're often encouraged to pray for the world. And I don't know about you, but I find this like very daunting. It's like, really? The whole blooming world? But a few weeks ago, as I was staring at my bacon and eggs, I don't know, I just kind of got like a little nudge to pray for the world, and I pushed myself to do it. And this is how I did it. And if you feel like it, I invite you to just center yourself and pray along with me. I give thanks for peace within me. I give thanks for peace that is in this moment now. I give thanks for peace in my home. I give thanks for peace in my neighborhood. I give thanks for peace in my town and my city. I give thanks for peace in my state. I give thanks for peace in the U.S., in every region. I give thanks for peace on every continent on our planet, in the waters that surround our planet. I give thanks for peace in the solar system, in the universe. I give thanks for peace in me.
So we are going to start with a musical prayer for inner peace. This song was actually born on a morning when we were feeling anything but peaceful. And our prayer was simply, bring me back to center. And yes, it is a sweet and gentle peace song, yes. Bring me back to center. Bring me back to flow. Now my soul surrenders. Peace is all I know.
Bring me back to center. Bring me back to flow. Now my soul surrenders. Peace is all I know. Peace is all I know. Peace is all I know. In this moment I am whole. Peace is all
like?
Peace is all I know.
Peace is all I know.
Peace is all I know.
In this moment, I'm whole.
In this moment, I am whole.
Peace is all I know.
Peace is all I know.
One more time.
Peace is all I know. Peace is all I know. In this moment, I am whole. Peace is all I know. In this moment, I am whole. Peace is all I know.
I knew you guys would be good singers.
How'd you know?
I just knew it.
Something about them.
So if I want to start with peace with me first, I have to figure out what it is that makes me unpeaceful and what causes me internal strife and tension. And I want to tell you, almost every time, the answer is not living in the now. So I suffer from a rather serious condition, and I want to know if I have any fellow sufferers in the room. So here's how it goes. Your child or your partner was supposed to be home at 6. It's now 6:30, and you haven't heard from them, and you start making things up. Yes? Let me see some hands. Who else suffers from? Okay, what? Huh? This is crazy, folks. So I want to tell you about one of my worst experiences with this. Stowe and I had a road trip. We were driving, and she lived about 20 minutes south of me, so I was to pick her up. So I called her as I was leaving to tell her I was on my way, and she didn't answer her phone.
I'm thinking I was in the shower.
Okay, so I was kind of okay, and about halfway there, I was at a stoplight. I texted her. She always answers my texts. No answer.
I might have been blow drying my hair. No?
I mean, I'm 5 minutes from the house, and I have started making stuff up. So I call Peter, her husband. Her husband.
Now he's my husband.
Now he's her husband. I call Peter. Peter does not answer his phone.
I don't know what Peter was doing.
I show up outside their house, and I can't breathe. I'm crazy. And I have decided I know what happened. I know that there's been a home invasion. And that I'm going to find Stowe and her whole family dead on the floor. And do I call the police first? Do I have to walk in by myself and see? And of course, nothing was wrong. So it really destroys our peace of mind.
Yeah, well, you know, Psychology Today says,
What do they say?
excessive thoughts about the future can be a sign of anticipatory anxiety, a fear of unpredictable future events, which left untreated can cause trouble sleeping, headache, chronic pain, and depression. Remember FDIC.
Okay, so the challenge, worrying about the future. The solutions, live in the present. Read Psychology Today, possibly, or listen to this StoweGood song.
A little rocker from way back when.
Yes. Ooh, there's a scary place between your ears, behind your face. So beware. Catastrophe. So beware, racing fast. You're in the future or the past. So beware, don't go there. Staring in your crystal ball will smack you up against the wall. So beware, don't go there. You're falling for the smoke and mirrors, telling stories that just ain't true. Let me give it to you loud and clear. I turn back now if I were you. Get back from the future. It's time to turn around. Get back from the future. 'Cause all you got is now. Leave it to the science fiction writers to spin galactic tragedies. Time travel will take you places you don't really want to be. Get back from the future. It's time to turn around. Get back from the future. 'Cause all you got is now. Get back from the future. It's time to turn around. Get back from the future. 'Cause all you got is now. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us put some rock and roll in.
Yeah.
So we've shared a song about peace within me, bring me back to center, and one about finding peace in the present moment, get back from the future. So now we'd like to just zoom out, getting a wider perspective, and we'll look at peace in our country.
So a few years ago, we were in Falmouth, Massachusetts, beautiful Falmouth, Massachusetts. And we had a week off in between weekend gigs. So we had our instruments set up in the lovely house where we were staying, and we were practicing when we got a message about an upcoming gig for the Lions Club. And they asked if we could please open up our program with a patriotic song.
We said, oh my, a patriotic song. This was back in 2017 when all the crazy division was like really heating up. And we were trying to find peace about it. And we really didn't want to sing about bombs bursting in air, you know?
No. But we started playing around with America the Beautiful and started messing around with the chords and harmonies. And pretty soon we were just in love with it, at least with the first verse. And the first verse felt like something we could get behind. And it's the first verse that everybody knows, really. So we wondered, do we just keep singing the first verse? Because the second one, I don't know if you remember, but it goes, oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet, whose stern impassioned stress. Huh?
Yeah, really. So then we started wondering, who wrote this song? And would they forgive us if we, wrote another verse? So we looked it up, and we found that the music was written in 1883 by Samuel Augustus Ward. He was born and lived in Newark, New Jersey. And the lyrics were written in 1895 by Catherine Lee Bates, who was born and lived in, wait for it, Falmouth, Massachusetts.
We took this as a clear sign that we had her permission to write a new verse. And then we discovered that Catherine was a feminist poet who wrote this song as an aspirational counterpoint to the Star-Spangled Banner, calling on America to live up to its ideals and to use its riches for the common good.
Yeah, so the challenge is to find peace in our patriotism. And the solution could be to actively pray for peace and continuously call upon our country to live up to its highest ideals. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful, compassionate shores, where dreams and hope are born, where kindness and civility can weather any storm. America, America, God heal this great divide. Let fear release, rekindle peace, till all our hearts unite, you and me. From sea to shining sea. God bless America.
Thank you. And I just want to say there is a lovely video of this song on our YouTube channel. So just look up StoweGood on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now what's happening?
Well, now we've sung a song for peace in our country. And before we take on the whole bloomin' world, we may need to ask, what is mine to do? And for that, we need direction.
Yes, because if one thing messes with my inner peace, it's not knowing where I'm going. And I just want to say, I wouldn't dream of taking a trip of any length to anywhere without my wonderful GPS. We call him Aussie Man.
I called him Bossy Man.
Yes, but so a couple weekends ago, I was driving Dennis and myself to a new Indian buffet in Nashville. And he said, well, I know where it is. I didn't, but I was driving. And I really, really trust Aussie Man. So I had him on, of course.
Yeah, but there was that time when he wasn't so trustworthy, when we were out looking for a TJ Maxx somewhere in the middle of the country, and we ended up in the middle of a cornfield staring at a goat on a pile of hay.
Yes, yes, he said, you have arrived. We have?
What?
But I do want to say 99% of the time, this
yeah.
GPS is spot on, and I trust it, and I listen to it. I rely on it. And I really wish I could tell you that I spend near as much time listening to and relying on my inner GPS, but I don't.
I will say when you do, though, it's very inspiring.
Well, thank you. I really don't spend much time at all. But my friend Stowe spends more time listening to her inner guidance. I personally think she uses it to get Wordle in two many times, which is really not fair.
Oh, but I don't know about that, but I think we can all benefit from leaning more on our inner GPS. Like, when we unplug from our phones, and especially the news, which is so depressing, we can connect with what's going on inside us and with spirit. And I personally really get into journaling. For me, it's a great way of releasing thoughts that don't serve me and channeling my higher power. I even like sometimes to just let my hand go and see what comes out. And sometimes very interesting.
I tried that once.
You did?
Yeah.
What happened?
It said, yeah. I know yours.
That's
it
very
better.
inspirational.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Uh-huh.
So A.R. Rahman says, your inner voice is the voice of divinity. To hear it, we need to be in solitude, even in crowded places.
And Steve Jobs said, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And Mahatma Gandhi says, everyone who wills can hear the inner voice. It is within everyone. And Stowe Dailey says,
when I'm doing what is mine to do, when I'm on purpose, then I am peaceful.
so the challenge, there is so much noise out there, so many opinions and so many directions we could go.
Solution? Listen to your inner GPS.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong key.
Let me tell you about my angel, the one you'll never see, my everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides me through the trenches, she gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS.
She leads me on my journey, she guides me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. Every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS.
I'm at a fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. There's so much going on, I don't heed his voice.
So I make a wrong turn, I'm feeling lost and afraid. Then I hear my angels calling, recalculate.
Well, I gotta pay attention, cause it's powerful stuff. I gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success.
She's guaranteed success.
She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS.
Now I'm floating lost and lonely, drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it in the dark.
Something saying no, something else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy.
She's my Watson, she's my Tonto, never tardy, always pronto.
She's my shirt, but she's my guide, never runs and never hides.
Truly awesome, she's the best. She's my personal GPS.
My personal GPS.
Ooh, my personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we want to thank Freebo for being one of the writers of that song too with us.
Well, okay. Let's see what key I'm in. Okay. So for those of you following along, I'm going to be on capo 3.
And I have transposed up 5.
Okay, well, there we go. So a few weeks ago, we started rehearsing the music or the message and music that we had planned to do today. And after we did it, it just like came clear to both of us that our hearts weren't really in it. And we just kind of sat there looking at each other, and I said, well, Karen, what is on your heart?
And I answered, absolutely, it was all of the insane division in our country, in the Ukraine, in the Middle East. And how do we find peace with it? And how do we do something, take action?
Yeah.
And I asked you what was on your heart.
Yeah, and I said, well, that's really incredible, because that was the morning that I was staring at the bacon and eggs and praying for the world. So I said, yeah, that's on my heart too, and maybe we should write like a song called "Peace for the Planet." That was the title I came up with, and I said, hey, Karen, why don't you get on your keyboard and start us off on, get us a melody going.
Mm-hmm. And I declined because I knew that if I sat at the keyboard, what would come out would be another sweet kumbaya song, and that just wasn't going to cut it anymore. So I invited Stowe to see what she and her guitar had to say, and she and Betty Mack, that's her guitar, Betty Mack, came out with this wonderful ballsy challenge: bring on the peace. And after the song was written, we looked up the phrase, bring it on. And this is what it said: used to express confidence in meeting a challenge, said to show that you are prepared and willing to do something difficult, accelerate, advance, expedite, and induce.
So I think we would just want to issue a challenge to you guys and gals. For the next 7 days, will you take concrete steps to accelerate, advance, expedite, and induce peace in your world?
Yes. We know you will.
Yeah.
We've thought about this, that it might, starting with ourselves, mine might be reining in my road rage. Nashville has been deemed the worst in traffic.
It could be forgiving someone at long last, or it could be committing to pray for the world or your community or whatever every day, just praying for peace. So
Actually, you did say yes already, but we want to make it more sincere and serious. Raise your hand if you're willing and repeat after me. I commit to peace.
I commit to peace.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Woo! Okay. That's it.
I'm just praying for it. Where's our teacher?
Yeah.
The librarian, excuse me. I'm just like praying for a big lovable bubble of peace over your school.
Yes.
Okay. I gotta tell you, I got a pain in my heart. Take a look around, what's going on? Used to be united, now we're just a world divided. But we can change it if we want. Bring on the peace, bring on the healing, bring on the hope, bring on the love, bring on the forgiveness. Can I get a witness? It's time for sweet relief. Bring on the peace.
Every day's a battlefield. What's with all the anger? It's like we're building altars to the hate. Kindness comes around
waiting on peace.
Before it's too late.
Bring it on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. And I told you both this morning that music makes me cry. So thank you. And now we are blessed once again for our closing music and words. Pass It On by StoweGood.
Thank you, Jamie. I don't know who said this, but they said, no one finishes this race, but everyone gets to pass a baton. Everyone today is an accumulation of the 106 billion batons that have been passed forward for thousands of years. So make your baton count.
And then the Talmud says, do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now, love mercy now, walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. For every time I fall, and someone picked me up,
Every time my anger has been answered back with love.
for every time I've weakened, and someone else's faith was strong, I will pass it on. Pass it on. Once you learn this chorus, sing it with us. Pass it on. You can't take it with you when you're gone. Pass it on. Pass it on. Leave a little love behind you. Pass it on.
Every time a prayer was sent, I was down and out.
Every time a friend was paid, 'cause I could not meet the cost.
Every day I found forgiveness when I was in the wrong. I will pass it on.
Here we go. Pass it on, pass it on.
Pass it on. Pass it on.
You can't take it with you when you're gone. Pass it on, pass it on.
Pass it on.
Leave a little love behind you. Leave a little love behind you.
Pass it on.
When the whole world's draped in darkness,
And one brave soul shines a light,
on the frozen and the heartless,
finally breaking through the ice,
the fear just melts away.
leaving the hope to stand upon. We will
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. What a good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say that our sweet friend Deb here drove down from Harrisburg, up from over from Harrisburg, and she sets up our wonderful merch table back there. So if you'd like to have some of our songs, we do have CDs. If you don't have a CD player left, you can buy downloads. And we have something called the Angel Program, which we would love, love, love for you to take a look at. You can always take one of our cards and go to our website. But it kind of works like NPR, where you can give anywhere from $5 a month to on up, and you get special prizes for each. And then we get to see you once a month. We do a Zoom concert, and the sound is pretty good. So we would love to stay in touch with you that way. That is the end of the commercial announcement. Thank you very much.
We love Gettysburg, and we really, really appreciate you all being here today. Thank you for your warmth and open hearts.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And as I started, such a beautiful day, but seeing all your faces, seeing so many people, new people, people who came back after 7 years, people who have moved back, visitors, I'm overwhelmed, and watching your faces during this beautiful music has been such a delight and such a gift. So thank you for your talent and your gifts. And please join in the unison response as we extinguish this chalice. And then, as our tradition goes, we normally grasp hands and stand in a circle to sing Safe Passage, but please let us still stay centered and maybe just hold the hand of the people near you after we extinguish this chalice. So please join in the unison response. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and in our hands until we are together again. And now again, please hold hands or grasp elbows or whatever of your neighbor and sing our ritual Safe Passage.
May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. Safe passage on your way. Safe passage on your way, dear brother. Safe passage on your way, dear sister. Safe passage on your way, sweet children. Safe passage on your way. May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. Safe passage on your way. Safe passage on your way, dear brother. Safe passage on your way, dear sister. Safe passage on your way, sweet children. Safe passage on your way. May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. May you have safe passage. Safe passage on your way.